It's done. This is part 3, the final part. Small bike stuff, Honda Chelly Custom. So basically this bike is done. There's a few little final touches that I've got to do, but let's go have a look at everything. I've got some stuff to talk about. I've had some awesome things happen with small bike stuff, and I've had one awesome fan from overseas help me out a ton with this build. Here it is, finished. There's only a couple of things left to do. I've got another set of bars coming, which looks pretty much the same as these, but it allows me to use the original top clamp, which then allows me to mount the ignition here properly. My button here, my switch setup works perfectly. We've got a kill switch on the top. We've got left indicator, high and low, right indicator, and this is the horn. When you're riding this thing, you're going right to the edge of the sidewall. There's no chicken strips on here. The exhaust has worked out perfectly. If we look underneath, we have a wicked little power bomb in the middle, which is mainly cosmetic, but it does help with the sound a little bit. I've got a secondary mount here, and then we've also got our main muffler mount. You can see I've got graphics on it now, which had to be customed. The Honda Chelly logo is usually situated up here, but because there's been so much taken out of the frame, I've had to have it superimposed. This was done by a local company in New Zealand called Doozy. You can see the shine in here, the flake, which is really awesome. My seat from KP Upholstery here in New Zealand, Kaz, he's done an incredible job. I have gripper fabric here, which is just like motocross seats use, and then we've got double stitching around the edge going all the way through. We've got these eyelets here. These eyelets are awesome, and this seat is really comfortable. When I'm sitting on it, my feet are here. I've got my Kitiko shifter here. It's all down, 4 down, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can go back to neutral and then back to first gear again. The side stand, I've added a little bearing here, which makes it easier to turn on a dime, but apart from that, this build is done. Let's see what it's like to ride. This bike was built for an event called CCDMM, Chelly, Cub, Dex, Monkey and Motor Compo. This event was based in Auckland, New Zealand, and it was for those specific models only. We had an incredible time. The bikes, you've got to see for yourself. Take a look. What we've done is got a whole bunch of Hondas. We're going to go for a bit of a ride, but I'll take you through the lineup and show you some of the cool stuff that's appeared. We've got people that have come all the way from Christchurch, and there's just some incredible builds here. So let's go have a look. This thing is absolutely tiny. It's got a massive flat slide carb sticking out the side of the motor. If you look at this pipe and the fab work on it, it comes out from the header, it comes up and does a loop around the side of the motor, just for added heating, I guess. And then you've got a twin shotgun pipe out the rear there. Over here we have a Monkey. It's got a giant flat slide as well, sticking out here. Look how close together those handlebars are compared to mine. Your ignition is added into the frame here, which is cool. Got a sick Chelly here. This Chelly's lowered on the rear on hardtails. It's a standard Honda motor, and got little Z-bars up the top here, which are really cool. This fella's Chelly has inspired a lot of my build. When I saw this in person, I realized, hey, you can do way cooler stuff, Callum. He's got an original Honda motor with an angled carb. He's got a Takegawa rev counter, this cool little chrome Honda badge on the front there. Compared to this thing here, it's kind of a ratty build. This thing here goes super fast, but it looks like it's just been pulled out of a garbage dump, and that's the whole point. It's one of my favorite bikes here. ST50 Dex, this thing here is just super clean. Got a Honda side cover on his motor, really nice paint. It's just done really well. Honda C110, not a CT110. The C110 is a tank on top model. They were made in about 1962 to 63. They originally came out with a 50cc push rod motor, and they were really, really quick. It was a 4-speed manual from the factory. It's a Blizz shop special. Just a really tidy C50 build. This thing here, it's pretty cool. And a little box on the back. This is another Shane Parsons special, Honda C50. As you can see, all of Shane's builds have these wicked Honda logos on the side. He's got these Yoshimura cans as well. It's called the Garden Cub. This is made by Thomas Helen, owner of Junk House Garage. He's done as much as he can to lower this thing while retaining a stock look. As you can see, he's peeled through the front guard, and he's also got his carburetor coming out the side. This thing here is from Aaron Card. He's from Quake City Rumblers in Christchurch. This build is crazy. He's extended the front. He's got a massive GN 250 rear tire on the back, or rear rim, and then the front here has got a massive 21 or 19 inch, 21 inch front. It's a really, really, really long bike, and his exhaust is super cool. If you haven't seen it, comes out of the bike and comes up to here. And now one last bike I want to show you. When we put the call out for this ride, which is for Hondas only, some of the guys from Christchurch, from Quake City Rumblers, just went out the gate. Wait until you see this. So this here is, or was, a Honda Dex. Save the choppers. There you go. Save the choppers, save the choppers. We've got a tiny little BMX front rim here. We've got a twin carburetor set up, this tiny little seat here, and we've got this fat rear wheel here. This thing is so small that when you're sitting on it and your leg's up here, you have to reach behind yourself up here to change the gear. See these here? This little block of metal is designed by a fellow in Germany called Dirk. Dirk is incredible. Dirk emailed me and said, your bike's looking great. I love every single thing about it, apart from the fact that you're missing the most important item. And he got my address and he sent me these. This stops the paint coming off your swing arm when you adjust the tension of your chain. There's another one on this side. They're incredible. I've got another set. I'll show you what they look like. This is all they are. So if we rip this off, this here is what's in there. Basically, I bend these little tabs in and it sits perfectly in that little slotted gap and it stops the paint coming off. It's an incredible design. This is so cool. If anyone wants to be put in touch with the guy who's made these, give us a message on our Facebook page and we'll get you in touch with him. Dirk, you're incredible. Thank you so much from Small Bike Stuff in New Zealand.